I'm Melissa Higman, and I'm going to show you how to curl your hair today and the ways that we curl our hair here at the salon. So just pay attention. I'll give you step by step on how to curl your hair at home. So the first step is I brush out my hair with the Bello Haven dry brush. Make sure it's all fully brushed out. You don't want any tangles in there, just to prevent your curling iron from grabbing. And then I part my hair in 2 different sections. This makes it easier to take smaller sections. The smaller the section, the better. I like these alligator clips. These are Framar alligator clips. And then if you want extra hold, 𝐷𝐸𝐿 Session Spray is a great hairspray to put on before you start curling. Just lightly spray it, and then what I would suggest is just brushing it back out a little bit. This will just give it a little bit extra hold. Then this is a Babyliss 1¼ inch curling iron. These ones are really nice because they glide through the hair very smooth and also keep the hair from crimping. So I take my first section, and it's about, I would say, 1/4 inch section. And then I run my curling iron always right before I curl, just to like heat it up and also smooth down any flyaways. This keeps it nice and controlled and also smooth. I also start at the top and work my way down, but also keeping the curling iron at the top of the hair. And then once I feel like it's kind of gotten heated up and from bottom to top, then I'll make my way back down the hair. This way the hair is getting equal parts of heat on the curling iron. And then I leave a little bit out, and then I kind of straighten it out with my curling iron. I go on to the next section and repeat this all over again. Like I said, I'm smoothing it out again, starting at the top, working my way down. I'm also loosening this as I work my way down. So I'm loosening the curling iron clamp to work my way down the hair. And I always leave about 2 inches of hair out of the section, or the curling iron, and then release. I'm going in the same direction. I'm always going away from my face when I curl my hair. This way the curl is all going in the same direction for a loose, nice body wave curl. Taking the same size section all the way through the hair. And once I'm done on this section, I take my brush and just brush it out. This will give it a little bit of a looser wave. And say if you got anything too curly and you don't like how curly it is, I will go and run through it just a little bit. Just give it more of a relaxed curl. So the next section, go on the other side. And I'm going away from the face again. Also working my way up the hair, but at the same time working down the hair, with leaving about 2 inches of hair out. A good pointer or a tip of how if you know if you're holding your curling iron right is if you have your thumb onto the clamp. On the right side is your thumb, on the left side is your pointer finger for holding the clamp. And I kind of switch as I turn it. But I'm still going away from the face. And I'm holding my curling iron completely vertical. This helps keep the curl just nice and straight and curling down. Not getting any weird kinks in it. Keeps you more controlled too. And I leave it for about 2 to 5 seconds I feel like having higher heat is gonna hold the curl more, and then just not keeping that curling iron in on the hair as long. And trying to get the back, I just bring everything forward. So when you're trying to curl the back of your hair, just pulling back and bringing it forward to being able to see it, and then taking your curling iron and pushing it back all the way to the top of the hair is important, just so you get the volume at the top of the hair as well. You want that curl to be the same all the way through. And see all my ends I've left out for just that natural look. If you get them too curly, then they don't look as natural or body waved. And then at the end, brushing both sides for that relaxed curl. And then I'm gonna go to my next section. And I wear extensions, so I will part out my natural hair at the top, because my natural hair is a little shorter than my extensions, so I want to make sure that my natural hair flows with my extensions. So this is going to come very last, and it's probably the most important to make sure your extensions blend. As you can see, your guideline is going to be your extensions for parting that out. So I've parted exactly where my extensions are. Now you can kind of see where my extensions are, and I'm only going to curl the extension part. And then I'm gonna worry about the front of the face very last also, because that's also my natural hair and I want it to blend with the extensions. So I'm taking my same size sections, and this time I really wanna focus on the top. So I'm gonna put just a little bit more heat at the top, and then I'm gonna work my way slowly back down. And this is so you get more volume at the top and your curl isn't mostly down at the bottom. That's why I'm starting at the top and putting more heat up there. And I kind of feel like this guy got a little curly, so I'm just gonna flatten him down just a little bit. So same thing, go right next to it. You can see I'm mainly using my pointer finger on my left side. Also straightening it before kind of helps clean up your section a little bit before you start curling. I always say the smaller the sections, the better, the more volume you're gonna get. The cleaner the sections you are and the more control you have with the heat of your curling iron, then you know your heat is getting all the way to the top of the hair and then working its way down to the bottom. So equal heat on the hair. Right? Sometimes clamping and turning all at the same time can get hard, but if you just keep it nice and smooth and take your time, turning and loosening up that clamp really helps to get some control of your hair. And as you can see, this is kind of the back area. Try to get as close as you can to the back, just pulling it forward as well. And finish my left side. All my curls are going the same direction, away from my face, and I'm gonna brush them out. You can also go and put a little bit of do-over. This is a great texture spray. Little dry shampoo. It's kind of just give it some texture, so it's just gonna like really show the curls that you've just done. And it pieces this out, also gives it some volume. All right, go to the next side. This side, I have my thumb on my clamp. That's how I know I'm gonna go away from the face. Take my small sections, really get close to that front for the nice volume. As you can see, I have it all the way to the top, but I'm also loosening the clamp to work my way down. Letting your curls, you can either brush them out right away. Sometimes I do for like a more looser look, or you can kind of let them cool down so they're longer lasting throughout the whole day. It's totally up to you and what look you're going for. I feel like sectioning out your hair definitely helps with time. The more control you have and the more efficient with your time, so moving on to the next faster will help curl your hair faster. Right before I get done, usually my pointer finger is ending on it, so then I can slide the curling iron right through those ends, soften them out, smooth them down. Getting the back is sometimes the hardest, but you really just pull it forward. Keep going. Bring it to the side so you can kind of see it. running it through. Make sure you don't forget any pieces on each side. Now, push these guys out a little bit. Get some volume in there. Use my do-over texture spray. And I just use it all over my extensions. By far my most favorite product. Doesn't build up on the extensions, which is really nice. All right, so my natural hair, and most people who wear extensions probably are gonna do the same thing, but again, I'll use do-over kind of underneath that layer of my natural hair. This way, so you don't see any of that product on top of the hair, you're gonna have it hidden underneath that layer. So, push that out. All right, I'm gonna start with my left side, and I'm gonna do it the same way I did with my extensions. So I'm really gonna take small sections, and I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down that hair. You don't want your ends to get too curly. You kind of want your ends to go more facing down so it can curl just right into your extension. Same with your bang. And then I don't want my top to be too curly, so I am gonna brush it out pretty right away so it can flow right into the extensions. You want that curl of your natural hair to flow right into the curl of your extensions. You don't want it to flip out, but I definitely like the volume at the top with just curling my natural hair. And see this curl, you want it to flow right into that next curl of your extension. Brushing it out right away, having it just flow right into these next curls. This side, I'm gonna have my curling iron over my head. So I'm gonna bring this on top of my head and have it sit about vertical over my head. And this way I can just kind of do almost like a round brush motion. So it pushes it forward and then gets that nice soft curl. And I'm gonna kind of just work my fingers to make it go a little bit flatter. So it doesn't have too much of a curl. And then same with the next section. I'm gonna bring it over my head. I'm gonna use my pointer finger and do about 360 of a curl, kind of like a round brush motion with the curling iron. You can see all of my natural hair is just curling right into my extensions. This way you can't tell that you have extensions, it's just gonna flow right into the extensions. Then, take my do-over spray some more. Spray it all over, giving it some texture, volume. I'm kind of liking my bangs out and just flowing with this natural curl lately instead of blending into my extensions. I like to have that texture in front of my face. And then I'm gonna just do a little bit of back combing just for some extra volume. So what I'll do is kind of just section out this back part of my head. Don't need a lot of hair, just a little bit. And take my comb, small tooth comb, and just kind of take that hair and just put it back home in them, going backwards with the comb, and then hairspraying it. And then going right next to it, I'm doing the same thing. And then, going on your sides, doing also the same thing, taking that comb back, combing the hair back down. This helps give it some nice volume, some texture, hairspraying as you go. Hairspraying will, letting it sit in here and letting it dry for a moment will keep that hold all day long, which is really nice. So then you don't have to worry about your hair going flat throughout the day. Also the do-over before too really helps just kind of almost give like a glue like texture, so it just really holds in there. And then I take my Bello Haven brush and smooth this all down. The Bello Haven brush is great because it's not combing out what you just did, but it's just making it nice and smooth on the top. And here's a little staticky. And then I just kind of play around with it, get it formed the way I want it to look on my hair. And then I'm gonna finish up with some hairspray all over. Keep what I just did from holding all day. This hairspray is really great, it's lightweight. Doesn't crisp the hair, it just kind of leaves a nice finish on it, adds shine as well to the hair. And then if you do want some extra shine and you're a total shine girl, I have my Shimmer Me Blonde. This one's great for blondes because it has those cool tones against any yellows. Just adds that extra shine. Okay. Just a little bit goes a long way. Just really enhance everything you did. So that's the final product. Just take your time, small sections. Sectioning out that top layer if you have extensions is super important, and sectioning in general is super important as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.